Discover golf like never before at Links on the Bayou.
And there we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to Walk-Ons for year number, I don't think I even know what year number it is.
7 or 8.
There you go. Let's get everybody adjusted. I know this table right here is going to be able to hear us. I know that for sure. These tables up close are going to be able to do that. But welcome back. It is an amazing evening. Thursday night, Coach. And that just means one thing. We'll get to that in a second. But I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports. Of course, Nick Magnano is to my left. And Coach Thomas Bachman, as the screen looks, I know I didn't want to confuse you guys.
You already confused me, but that's right.
I don't doubt that. But Coach Thomas Bachman joins us here for another year of it, Coach. And welcome.
Looking forward to it.
Look, this is going to be a lot of fun. I know Thursday nights means that we are just getting a lot closer to, I'm still getting that figured out. We'll work on that. I don't know if they can hear that or not. Yeah, I guess they can. There you go. New year, new struggles. What would be any different? This is about the 18th show this week that we've done too. I'll let Nick handle that side of it. How about that?
Probably need to go down a little bit.
There we go. Coach, just, man, you guys had a great jamboree, had a tremendous scrimmage. It's just been a whirlwind over the summer. Let's recap last season just a minute on there too. Finished, if you look outside, inside, I don't know where the expectations, but I think it was right where you thought you guys would be, making a run at a state title.
Yeah, we knew we had a special group and felt really good about it. You know, the fun thing about the season for us as coaches and the players is, you know, you're in it week to week. So
right.
You don't necessarily step back and, you know, think about that. You know, we felt good going into each and every week, felt good about the way that we had prepared, and, you know, really proud of the results that we were able to get. But, you know, it goes back to that leadership that was provided, the job that these coaches did and the players did each and every Friday night up until the very end.
Look, a tremendous year indeed. I want to just take a moment to look. The crowd is one of those end-of-the-year crowds. I mean, they've got the outside opened up. The inside is full. The windows are open. It's the earliest I've seen a big crowd like this.
Yeah, and that, you know, you think back to last year, that was the home atmosphere was pretty incredible. One of the best in the state, if not the best in the state. Just the way the community, the school, you know, everybody in Alexandria rallied around what those boys were doing each and every week, and it was a lot of fun. And if Monday night's JV and freshman game is any indication of what to anticipate tomorrow night, it's going to be another packed house. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of fun because, you know, at one point I turned around and looked up kind of towards the end of the freshman game and was kind of taken aback, like, wow, look at, I mean, it was full. It was full, and, you know, you don't have the band up there and the spirit groups and the student section and all that. It was just a lot of people from the community, parents, aunts, uncles, just everybody. It was a great atmosphere, and, you know, we're certainly proud of that, very appreciative of it, and we want that to continue. So, you know, that's one of the things that I took away is that, you know, just the way the community showed up and showed out for these boys, that energy that you get in the stadium whenever the stands are full and there's an excitement and there's an anticipation of what we have an opportunity to accomplish. And we certainly, you know, want to continue that as we move into, you know, this season, 2025. A lot of new faces, a lot of new names, new opportunities for kids, but you know, there is quite a few recognizable names from last year's team that'll be leading the charge again this year.
And Coach, you know I'm a numbers guy, and I'm not going to bore the crowd tonight with it, but we'll talk about this. Yeah, we'll talk about this tomorrow. But after we talk about these numbers of returning players tomorrow night, I'm going to fold this up, and I won't bug you with that anymore.
It was a special group.
It was,
and I certainly, you know, no matter where they go, no matter what they do, you know, what they accomplished, what they meant to our program for the entirety of. So I don't mind taking as much time as we need to, you know, wrap up last season. They're on to bigger and better things, continuing to chase their dreams, but they're certainly worth every second that we give them.
Okay, so since you gave me permission, we're going to talk. Let's just go ahead and start with the running back position. I mean, you have to replace, you know, obviously JT Lindsay. I mean, that's an amazing, you know, person. 2,364 yards and 33 touchdowns. But person everybody forgets, Von Darbon, okay? 106 carries, 612 yards, Okay, 7 touchdowns. That's just in the backfield. Now, I know we're going to talk about your two new ones this year, you know, in the future. But that's just amazing. You have 24. You have 34 returning carries, you know, from last year. So the offense is you have to replace 3 starting offensive linemen that were great offensive linemen.
We get Pete and Aiden back up front.
Right.
Of course, you get Carson and Alex that have a whole lot of experience. And, you know, it's funny, you know, how we're going to replace those guys. Well, one, you're not, you know.
right.
I mean, they're gone, what they brought to the program. You just don't replace it. But, you know, through a couple of weeks, you know, here, I say a couple of weeks, you know, you got spring ball, you got summer, just all the things leading up to it. I'm excited about this group. And, you know, I say this, it seems like every year there's going to be a new set of names that they're saying, hey, when they graduate, they won't be able to replace those guys. There's a group of kids that are hungry to step into those roles, make the plays on Friday nights, begin to create an identity for themselves in this team. And we certainly feel good about it. You know, I've been telling a lot of people that, you know, some of these kids just need experience. That's what they're lacking. They have all the ability. You know, they have the football sense. They need to go out and get the experience and gain confidence from just being in the live action on a Friday night. So,
but
yes,
Coach,
that's a lot to replace.
But every season, you go back, what are we going to do now that Michael Orfe's gone? What are we going to do now that Dayton Cunningham is gone?
Right.
What do you get?
Jarvis Newton was at practice yesterday. Jarvis was pretty phenomenal.
He was
you know,
something else.
Kyle that first year. I mean, it's been year after year. We've been fortunate at that position. You know, what Darius brought to the table and so many other things in the return game. I mean, Darius was dynamic in a lot of ways. Jimmy, his versatility, all the things that he brought to the table. Those 3 interior offensive linemen, we're spending some time on offense right now, but those 3 interior offensive linemen were really good. Tanner, the experience that he had at tight end, like really good player, great player for us. You know, they were great. You think about Elijah and Jordan Mason, you know, they're
it was great to see them down at the KDN and the different places we go, being around the program. That's just invaluable.
Cartel Simon, what he brought to the table, Jaden Lewis, just all of them. You know, I get to say names, so all right, I need to say this one. It's hard to say every single name, but it was a special group. And but, you know, with that said, like, you know, they're forever a part of us. You know, like I said, Jarvis was at practice yesterday. Like,
that's awesome.
You got a bunch into it. I got to walk around the concrete slab and talk about what, you know, the field house is going to look like. It's an honor to be the head football coach here at Ash, coach these incredibly gifted kids, these tough kids. Our kids are tough, you know, and that's a quality that I don't really know how to describe. Our kids are tough. They're about it. They've embraced what it takes to give yourself an opportunity to be competitive, and that's the greatest thing, is that they just show up, they want to please, they work hard, and that group certainly left a tremendous legacy behind.
Look, speaking of former players, too, I guess it was Monday night that TCU was on TV.
Yeah, wasn't bad, was it?
21 gets him a little pick
it?
6. Yep. Bud Clark gets that. He is one shy of the TCU record for career interceptions,
one
too.
More pick he sets it, right.
one more pick.
Of course,
that's right.
Jacobin on Saturday night.
That's right.
For LSU.
Boy, that was big.
Maury and
saw them play. They played against each other there.
Maury and TJ played against each other. Old Dominion and Indiana. You know, of course, John Curtis is on scholarship at ULM. Walked on there and earned a scholarship. I think this would be his 2nd season on scholarship. I think we have 18, so I start saying that's a lot to cover in a show. One of the coaches did the graphic the other day. I think we have 18 or 19 guys
that are in college,
currently on a college roster. That doesn't include Dylan Dozard, who just finished it at McNeese and is back.
Who's over here coaching? That's right.
Judd finished it. Southern Arkansas.
And all he did was Conference Player of the Year.
Correct.
Over there.
Conference Player of the Year.
Yeah,
we've got incredible kids, and here we go.
Coach,
let's do it again.
Jason Blackwell, red shirt last year.
Yep.
All conference honor roll.
Yep.
I mean,
all academic.
Honor roll. That's amazing because
he was around a little bit when he had some time off this summer. Came to spend some time with Coach Mercer. You know, he's always good for some great stories. incredible personality. Very, very proud of Jason. So, yeah, we could continue to say all the names, and not just the ones that are playing ball. I mean, there's some of them that are just being students.
That's right.
Some of them are in their professional lives, been at Ash that long now. So
look, that's
awesome.
because this is year 11 for you here too. So, wow, it's been a good one. You know, you talk about Blackwell, and I save an extra 30 minutes when I go, or I prepare an extra 30 minutes when I go shopping, because I'm gonna sit and visit with him as soon as we walk through the door. It seems like he's there with a smile, his dad, and that is so great. This community is just awesome.
Looking around, they certainly rallied behind it. Right there is the main man, Coach Mercer, right there.
I see him.
It's a packed house. We're excited about tomorrow night. You know, I know eventually we'll jump into it. Got a quality ball club coming up here. It's been fun to watch them on film, just to see the level of confidence that they're playing with. Got a new head coach doing really good things. We'll jump into all that. This group was great. Very proud of them. Very proud of what they accomplished. We're trying to take one more step on the ladder, and we'll get to that eventually. I mean, it's about tomorrow night. That all that stuff's for the future.
Look, I'm telling you, it's already the hair stand up on the arms getting going. Coach Mercer was after the Sterlington game. I was over there and I was doing an interview with him, and he got to see me fumble twice on interviews before we got the first one out to him. So there, till we got a good take.
He might or might not have said something about it on the bus ride home.
I would like for him to. I'd like for him to say it whenever he gets on the mic. That would be great.
He didn't.
No, he's not able to get on the mic tonight. If that's the case, but I mean, that's what jamborees and scrimmages and all of that are for. You've got to get into that, and we get better from week 1 to week 2. So that was week 1. So here we are. Get all of that. We're 15 minutes into this show already, and want to take the opportunity to thank the folks here at Walk-Ons who have invited us back for another season. The Sadlers that are a huge reason that we're able to do this. If you've not seen the truck that's right outside, well, that's not a window, but didn't it used to be a window? Never. Oh, when we were sitting out there. Oh, well. Anyway. We were sitting outside.
Yeah, we'll light it up next week.
I'm telling you. I mean, so it's great. It's fully wrapped, and that's the one where they go and make the emergency roadside assistance calls and all of that. So you don't just have to do it if you need a tow, but they want to remind us that you do have your choice. You can call them, give Sadler's Towing. They're responsible for our Sadler's Towing scrolling scoreboard that rolls across the bottom of the screen each and every time.
New location.
New location, yes, that's right.
Folks park in reserve parking tomorrow night, and they reserve. We're going to be calling them.
Yes, I don't know if they get talked about more over the intercom by Ronnie or by us when you got to move, you're going to get towed. You got to move, you got to get towed. I say that, man. How early are things going to get going out there tomorrow? I know you don't.
No
that was kind of theoretical.
Our normal day. We're going to try and isolate the boys and, you know, make sure that they're ready to play. I mean, the excitement's fun, the energy's fun, but the main thing's the ball game, and we need to make sure that our mind is on, you know, continuing to prepare. Another day all the way up till game time, you're preparing, and you know, go put our best forward, play our best football. And I think our kids are hungry to do that. There'll be things that we got to work through, but we're certainly looking forward to a little less than 24 hours from now.
And a big shout out, of course, you see those that are watching at home, Kubota Dealers of Louisiana, the new title sponsor for Ash Trojan football. So a big shout out to the Kubota Dealers of Louisiana. I don't know how I keep up with all of it, but it's just great. The community support. This is great.
It's an incredible community to be a part of.
It's amazing.
It deserves a winner. It deserves a first-class program, and we certainly want to step in and be that for them. We want to represent them well. We've got big dreams and big goals, and we're going to chase them with everything that we have.
I'm going to let Nick finish this up in just a second.
I
would absolutely be remiss again if we didn't send a big shout out to Kel Bonton, who put that road to the dome together out there.
Pretty
Support
fun.
him. Go by there, scan the QR code, and purchase one of those DVDs. I know that the proceeds come to Ash and to him, so make sure you support him. But what a night that was. The red carpet, all of that.
A lot of fun. It's fun to relive.
Look, is there a shot at season 2?
Yes. We're gonna get something going. Of course, you know, yeah, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what the storyline's going to be, but we're gonna try and, you know, continue that, because that's just a great memory for these kids in the future when it's go back and get to watch it. You know, they're young men right now. They won't always be.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We know
Nick,
that, don't we? We know that well.
Gosh, yeah. Nick, finish up with last season. We're going to put that one away. Defensively, the Trojans graduated some key players as well,
Yeah,
too.
you know, Coach talked about Elijah and Jordan Mason. But, I mean, to be honest with you, you have a lot coming back. So that's, you know, that's how the ball works.
13, 14, they're probably in the top 18 defensively. There's a lot. But the role that those guys that graduated played were huge roles for us. And the value that they had, I mean, the plays that they made in crucial moments. You know, I can take 5 minutes and relive some of those. I can see them in my mind right now, just the crucial plays that all of them made, you know, throughout the course of the year in different ball games. It'll be somebody else that'll have to fill that void and step into those roles and make those plays, because they certainly made a lot of special ones for us.
We just covered my first key to the season, LAC key to the season. We just covered it. It's reloading.
Is it time for our Louisiana Athletic Club keys
tomorrow.
to the? That's tomorrow.
I can't give that to you early. No, I can't give that to you early.
Tonight, but you did let us know.
Because you'll say it tonight, and I'll have to come up with something new.
I might do that. Tomorrow night, just to tell you, we invite you, don't watch the game here. Go out to the stadium and do that. J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium is going to be jam-packed. There's a couple of tailgate parties going on all around the city in anticipation of game number 1. So it's just excitement. Coach, we're going to take our first break of the evening. Yeah, look, let's before too. Kids outside, they're everywhere in here. This is great.
And they're polite enough to let the adults have the inside.
So they're at the kids' test. Oh gosh, when they're bigger than me. That's now. We'll be right back. We are here at Walk-Ons. Game 1 is upon us. Less than 24 hours away before Westphal and Ash get things going. You are here live, or you're watching it there. This is the Thomas Bachman Show at Walk-Ons on 446 Sports.
Equipment with 0% financing available, or save up to $2,500.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Today.
Yeah.
Head straight to Walk-Ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-Ons for the win.
Generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
And we're back, Walk-Ons on a Thursday night, and man, there's never been a time that Coach Josh Mercer was anxious to get on the show. And I see him knocking X out of the way and knocking everybody out of there. Defensive coordinator Josh Mercer joins us. Coach, what's going on?
Pretty awesome, man. Glad football's back. Glad football's back.
You say that like there's an off season for you guys.
It's very true. It's the football's nowhere in sight, unfortunately, and you're trying to develop players, try to make a better, bigger, faster, stronger. But when the ball comes back out and the pads come back on, those defensive coaches get to have a little bit of fun. That 7-on-7 stuff's over.
Exactly. Summer league football is over with. Okay, we're going to get this elephant out of the way, and I'm going to let Nick have his say on here too, because Nick's been chomping at the bits for a couple of years to have a story. So Nick, take it away, buddy.
Well, first of all, Doug is very intentional when it comes to pointing out flaws. Okay, especially when you mess up with the microphone. I'm gonna mute his if I can. Okay, so first thing after Sterling, he blinds you with his light on the phone. Okay, Then how many takes? Was it? It took 3, right?
It took the third take.
Yes.
The third take was when it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a 3 and out.
All right, Mike.
That's it.
Mic drop. I'm done.
Coach, would you like to add anything to that while we're shoveling on? Let's go.
That was it. We got it right on the last one.
All right.
That's
Look, that's exactly right. Well, I need perfection when your defense did the work that they did. So I couldn't go out there with a lackluster effort when you guys don't.
Well, it's what a jamboree's for, huh? It's what the practice is for, and now it's for real.
Look, it's been how long? All right, Coach. It's been way too long since we've been able to sit here and have this type of conversation. It's a little.
We need a cameraman to turn the camera towards you two.
I don't sit in the middle. That's what's off. I thought I did, but I don't. So I've lost a step from last year as well. But I know it's a scrimmage. I know it's a jamboree. But dadgum, that defense looks good.
Yeah. It's a good group. I know the common theme that we all keep on saying is high character group, but at the end of the day, it's a bunch of good football players too, and very intelligent. It's hard to take advantage of them, and they're fun to coach. I think that goes a long way when your kids are engaged and want to receive the information. They want to know where they're messing up. They want to know how they can improve. It's not a why is coach getting on to me? It's I got to go fix this because eventually I'm going to go face something that's going to be a champion on champion, and I want to make sure this is all right.
Yeah, and 2 DBs that missed the jamboree. Okay, 2 starting DBs, and then the starting defensive lineman that's in the rotation missed. So,
absolutely.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah,
couldn't tell one bit.
Well, we're pretty excited to get some of these guys back here before too long. It just anytime you add depth, you add competition as well. And I've never heard anybody that, is of any substance in football that says, competition will not make us better. And so I'm pretty excited about the way we're going to go about our practice because it's not I can't lose my job. It's I better show up every day to prove, Coach, you can't take me off the field.
Yeah.
Look, that's the number one thing that plays so well that they can't take you out of there.
Yep.
You look at statistics all throughout a season, all throughout history, and Nick is certainly a numbers guy. But plus margin in the turnover column is just huge, and you guys are killing it.
Yeah, I mean, to say if it's a takeaway or if it's a giveaway, the big thing is if there's an opportunity, the ball's on the ground, I'd like to have it. And so
that just makes it so simple. I love that.
I praised Carrot Gaines the other day because it was one of my. If the ball's on the ground, the ability to go compete for it, and you see, it's the epitome of it with Carrot going and knocking that thing loose. I think just the guys up front have made it really tough on these under center quarterbacks as far as the transition from getting the snap to these fullbacks and these veers, and what we're taking away pretty quick. I don't know if they're replicated in practice quite that fast for the offensive side. So it's been good to see it against the under center teams, and excited to see them against some gun.
Nick, you brought up some of that when we were there watching the scrimmage on there about how quick they were getting to the pitch man, how quick they were getting into the backfield and setting up that secondary line of scrimmage on there. Talk about that just a bit.
Well, and you could tell that there was a lot of preparation. Okay, that you guys prepared well for it. Okay, but going out and executing it. and seeing it, and it became. It looks like it was instinctual. I mean, it didn't look like they had to think much.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knew their job, they knew what they were doing, and they played fast. And I know it sounds simple, okay, but unless you've been in the position and you've had to do this a couple of times, but to know that that's my read, I'm going. It means they trust you guys. It means they trust their preparation and they trust their ability.
Yeah, we knew there was going to be some wrinkles with all these teams. These are well-coached football teams you're going against, and so you see some of these hits, some of these big gains for them, and we know they're going to try to change. I could imagine, seeing it from the sideline and saying it seems like the same thing, but there's some nuance to the way they're blocking certain things. There's some little tweaks and techniques that, maybe you don't see in practice. You don't rep it as much, and man, that's a good find for them. That we felt like, man, we need to make sure we're correcting this because eventually we will see the same type of offense.
That's right.
It's a good sign for us to see us lining up and playing the veer the way we're playing it, the way that they were blocking it. But there's going to be some things that people find. We're just hoping we can clean it up before we get to those spots.
Through the years, sometimes one of the things that was on the lower end of what you were doing was the ability to tackle and tackle well. And you guys are going to it. I don't know if there's extra deals or what it is, or you just got a great group of tacklers, but you guys are tackling the ball really well.
I think it could be a combination of a lot of things, and I would argue I think we need to tackle better. I think that's it comes down to it. Listening to Coach Fleck at Minnesota, he talks about the ways to win a football game. Everybody talks about turnovers. The game is the ball. That's the obvious one. But he talks about explosive plays. I think that's a very common one too that people talk about. And the next highest one for him was your tackle rate.
Right.
Your tackle rate on defense, and he says you can't have more than 6 to 7 tackles missed in a game, and your offensive players have to break at least 6 to 7. And so when you start charting that, what leads to wins? And when they broke it down, when we do this, we win 90% of the games.
There's another stat for you, Nick, to keep track of.
So.
We'll have that for you after the games now.
I don't know if I could keep up.
That's a tough one.
I keep up with your tackles. I keep up with the assists. But I don't know if during the game,
to see what it is in high school versus what it is at the college level, but they had it marked as 6 to 7 missed tackles in a game defensively. You're usually, and that also goes hand in hand with explosive plays.
Right.
Coach, I know this is, but nowadays, little league football, whatever, Pee Wee football as we used to call it, okay, they're not hitting anymore. They're not tackling much. Everything now, I know they're being taught properly how to tackle, okay, but there's not as much tackling, okay, as there used to be. We didn't have 77 when I played, 7-on-7, okay.
Yeah.
You got to tackle, you got to hit, you always had the pads on. Thursday you didn't because it was right before the game.
Yeah.
How do you teach that now at this level, because at the lower levels they're not teaching?
So I would try to find the positive in that, the fact that a lot of these kids would be taught, not to knock some of these coaches, but they'd be taught wrong. And so we get a bunch of kids, especially our Caroline Dorman kids in the past, and just some of these players from around the area that never played junior high football. We get a bunch of first-year football players, and to be able to go install. There's a thing called contact courage that is kind of you have it or you don't.
Right.
And, Coach Bachman references toughness all the time, and there are some kids that are innately more gritty and tough, but you can make kids tougher by doing tough things. But the fact that they haven't been taught any way to tackle, but if they have contact courage and you can lay the foundation, they don't know anything else other than to exactly the way you teach it.
Look, it's what we've seen. You guys are spot on about it too. I think, last year, offense was, it was what it was. And so this year, this defense has an opportunity to be really special because they're high character, as you say. They're playing the game right, and that's just great to see.
Nothing but an opportunity right now.
Yep, you exactly.
Some coach speak.
That's it. Look, we get it. I'm used to it. I could almost answer all of your questions for you already that we're going to do it.
We're preaching on them right now. You got to go do it now.
Right.
With all the talk, and we believe in this group, and I think this group believes in themselves. But at the end of the day, we're 0-0, and we have not made a single tackle yet.
Yeah, Coach, another thing that I've noticed is the multiple formations, the multiple fronts, multiple packages you have. And we don't have to talk about X's and O's.
Sure.
But that shows to the preparation again. And I hate to bring that word back up, but that's because you guys are you're not only putting it in the film, they're putting it in the film room. You can put them in multiple positions, the same guys, and that's
absolutely
impressive.
We've been forced. You've been forced to do it. You can't be static in the competition that we play at this level. You have to have some multiple packages to offer some different looks to some of these teams, and they'll be able to block it. There's no, I gotcha. You've never been able to block this front. No, every front could be collected by these teams. But what's going to put us in the most advantageous with our personnel versus their personnel? What looks do we like? What matchups do we feel comfortable with? And that's kind of what leads us in those directions. But I appreciate it. But our staff has done an incredible job with kind of implementing their own ideas. Ryan Russo's done an incredible job as far as implementing and pushing up reads and the different fronts. We feel like we can look at. We do a good job. I feel like in the office, the defensive office is brainstorming, and I mean it's a collective effort. It is not me. It is an awesome group of men.
Well, in testament to that, you guys don't join up practices. You don't see Coach Bachman go into a different spot. He'll spend some time at the offensive line or work his way around. But you go do your thing, and Coach Russo goes and does his thing, and Coach OJ goes and does his thing, and Coach Skip, and everybody's doing their thing. Man, that continuity in a staff is huge.
It's special. Yeah. It's special. And, I think about some of the other places that I've been, not that they weren't, good places, but it's hard for me to imagine being somewhere else at this point. When you take a step back and you look around how fortunate we are. The group of men that we have, and even these guys that we added, are going to be absolute studs in the coaching profession. But you couldn't ask for a better group of coaches, professionals, and men for these boys to model after and follow.
Look, Coach Webb, hang on. Just say Coach Webb was such a huge addition last year. What a difference he made. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, I talked to Coach OJ before the show. He's ready, Coach. He's excited. And he really likes his front. He really likes his front a lot.
He's got a fun group to coach. He's got a fun group to coach. They would talk about his film meeting the other day. He got after him a little bit, but he loves that group, and that group would go run through a wall for him.
But if he didn't get after them, they wouldn't go and run through that. They're giving back what they're receiving.
Absolutely.
And he's giving back what he's receiving, and man, it's that circle.
You want to be great. Like that, you're telling me what you want.
Right.
It is my job to make sure you reach that potential that you're wanting.
Man, let's go. I love this already. I'm so glad that you cut it on and got up here to do this. You got a spot here every week, Coach. Anytime you want. Post games are a lot of fun. We're going to have that. Let's go out there tomorrow night, take care of business, and go 1-0 on the day.
Tell your father-in-law I need all the info. All the formations, everything. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'm sure he would love to. I'm sure he'd love to give you all
I need to go drink coffee with him one day. So
look, it is going to be an exciting year. Always great talking to you, Coach Josh Mercer. He is the defensive coordinator for a defense-heavy Trojans this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're here live at Walk-Ons, brought to you by Sadler's Towing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
And speaking of walk-ons, we're back live to walk-ons on a Thursday night. And, well, that last segment was pretty spirited with Coach Josh Mercer. And I expect things to continue to be that. We're joined tonight by a couple of just dudes that you'll hear about. Just dudes, that's it. Grayson Thibodeau, Xavier White. X is here. X marks the spot. Man, you guys have been just on fire in the first couple of games. X, how's it been?
It feels great to be back, you know, the whole off season and the summer that we had, and it feels like it's just been working out. I got stronger, and I feel like I got faster.
And a little more humble too, it seems. No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Grayson, you too. Just what has the off season been like, the scrimmage and jamboree, to get you ready?
It's been great. You know, we're just putting in that hard work and preparing ourselves for the regular season so we can dominate like we plan to do.
What do you think the one thing that you've picked up since last year that'll help your game?
You said since last year?
Yeah. Over the summer, over the scrimmages and the jamboree, what do you think's improved?
Just, you know, playing harder and being more physical and just playing for each other. I think that the more experience that you gain, the more camaraderie you give to your players and your teammates. It just makes you a better team overall.
X, we'll ask you the same thing too. Do you think one part of your game has improved since last season?
I think it was pretty good last season, but me reading the guard and being able to see it faster this season, it's helped a lot, you know, getting all of those snaps and those sort of things, and it's helped a lot.
Look, the scrimmage, you guys have not played, you know, you played some pretty solid opponents. Like it. When he was on here, he was just, he was passionate about it without a doubt. All right, so week one is tomorrow. A lot of things going on there. You got the turf, the new buildings coming up. Friday Night Lights is there. Tell me a little bit about that experience and the sensation of a home opener for you.
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world. There's no other feeling than playing in Alexandria Senior High Friday Night Lights. It's just the fans, they go crazy, and they just make the experience way better. It makes you want to play harder and play for them. So it's going to be a blast.
What do you say to the fans? Because all throughout the season last year, they were out just in bunches. They were out at the Road to the Dome movie on there. So what do you say to the fans that maybe are sitting at home and say, well, I don't know if I'm going to come out?
They need to come. It's no other experience like this. I mean, it's just amazing, and they'll get their money's worth for sure.
X, when you go out, you lead the guys out, there's a switch that flips on you. Tell me about that pre-game setup that you guys do.
When we come in, we actually switched it. So last year we would walk in between the weight room and the indoor and come out that side. But we're actually going under the student section and then onto the field that way. And that's going to be amazing. You know?
So this will be the first time of that.
Yes, sir. Because I want to say it was my freshman year. We would just walk the whole path and go from the entrance of the like when you first come into the stadium. But it's going to be the first time doing it, and it's going to be awesome.
When you guys get ready and you're on either sideline, you're getting ready to come out, and the coaches are getting you hyped up, you're out there in the middle getting them hyped up. Tell me about that.
That's amazing because, I mean, I know I want everybody hyped when we go play. I don't want nobody, you know, feeling down. We about to go play football, 4 quarters of straight physical violence, and you got to have some type of edge, and you got to be some type of hype for that. So you got to get yourself going.
straight physical violence is what he says. What do you think about that?
That's all we are. That's what we practice to be every single day. We practice with violence and just, play hard. That's all we do.
And look, for anybody that's listening, that's not a bad thing. That's not something that, they're going to, no, it's not. It's controlled chaos is what you guys go out there with. And the offenses, it seems like after the first series or two, the opposing offenses know, we're in for a dogfight here.
Oh, yeah, sir. That's how Coach B calls it, a controlled rage.
Yeah, he's always saying, like, within the legal limits of the game, you got to act like you're in a fight with that guy. Just do everything that you can, but within the legal limits of the game.
He mentioned something to us called contact courage. Tell me about that.
Sorry, I didn't hear you after this.
He told us that, yeah, I know. I don't think they were cheering for your last statement, but we'll take it. Contact courage. Tell me about that.
Just being able to, like, be confident in yourself and going able to hit somebody. You got to be, confident in yourself to, just do what you got to do.
When you look across the line of scrimmage and you see the other team and the hands are on the hips, what does that do for you?
It just makes you hungry, You see that they're tired, they're about to tap out. It makes you want to play harder. Just make them, push them to that limit to make them tap out.
We talked about turnover margin. You guys have created an ugly amount of turnovers early on in the season. You're going out there and taking the ball away. It doesn't seem to me like it's just defending the play. It seems like you've got something that's ours and we want it back.
Yes, sir. We want that football. That's the game. We call football, and even though we're on defense, we want it. We want to take it back to our sideline. We want to put our offense on the field. We don't want the other team offense on the field for much longer, so we're going to do everything in our ability to get them off the field very quick and fast, but efficient and very controlled.
Tell me a little bit about your experience there at the Road to the Dome movie that you went and saw. Just your thoughts about that.
I thought it was amazing. I just loved the production. Bonton did a great job, and it really allowed me to relive those moments. And it was awesome.
How about you, X?
It was a very good experience. Being able to see myself and my teammates on the big screen. That one part, the state championship part, I couldn't sit still in my seat. But
it was tough.
Yes, sir, it was.
But I got to think that I know the players that you guys are, and that fuels you a little bit. I looked over, we were sitting up at the top of it, and I could see the look on you guys' face like, let's go practice right now. Was that about what you took out of it?
Yes, sir, especially the first part when Coach B was giving us the pregame speech.
Yeah.
I almost teared up again. That just made me even more hungry and want to go get it for him.
Yeah, it was just very emotional. It's like we were that close. We worked so hard all that last year. Just makes you want to go get another one.
Look, I can tell you, the community support was there. The community support is out here. This is the biggest crowd that we've had early on in this, when both the inside and the outside are taking it up. And it's not because, yes, the wins are there. Yes, all of that. But Coach Mercer, Coach Bachman throw around words, high character guys. And they talk about high character on that. What does that mean to you?
High character, them saying that means a lot. Seeing our role models talk about us in a good way, that means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to my other teammates. So,
Grayson, high character. Explain that in your words.
Yeah, just like Zay said, someone saying that you respect a lot means a lot. A high character is someone that can lead and someone that will do the right things, as Coach says. Just being a great player, being coachable.
We'll finish up with one question. This is going to be an easy one. Favorite meal when you come to walk-ons, what is it?
Got to be that hangover burger.
The hangover, the one with the egg on it.
Yep, that's
love
what
it. X, favorite meal when you come here?
I like the Louisiana platter, but I had to hold back today and get me a buffalo chicken sandwich.
Buffalo chicken sandwich is probably the best value on the entire menu because you get 2 pieces of chicken, okay? So here's what you do. Get an extra bun the next time, and you got 2 sandwiches out of the deal. You're welcome.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
Gracie Thibodeau, Xavier White. X marks the spot all season long. Thibodeau is going to be tearing things up. This is the Thomas Bachman Show. It's brought to you by Sadler Towing. We'll be back for our final segment when we come back.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Back live to walk-ons, finishing up the final segment of the night. Coach,
it's a good night tonight.
How does it go that quick?
It went fast.
Look, none of this would be possible if there was nobody out here to come and hear what we had to tell them. So to everybody that's outside and inside, thank you for making it out tonight. Ended up in the bar area too, is where they're at. Awesome. But you guys make this show, and thank you for bringing it back for year 7 of what we're doing, year 11 of the broadcast. Boy, those old in-studio days are a long way away.
We didn't do it the first year.
Well, what was wrong with us?
Yep.
We won't let that happen again.
I can still remember some of it. It's time has flown, and it's been awesome.
And then they thought
it has not been easy, and that's what makes it rewarding.
Then they thought they was taking the A-team and just leaving the scrubs.
That's right.
Back to Westphal before we get thrown out of the place in here, Coach. We've went 51 minutes and haven't spoke about your opponent in week 1. Tell us a little bit about Westphal.
New staff, new head coach. He's got a championship pedigree. Played for Neil Weiner at Zachary back in the day.
Who went in the Hall of Fame last year as a coach too.
His dad
went.
So it's the son. Neil is one of the great offensive minds in Louisiana, so we played for him at Zachary, and then got into coaching there with with Coach Weiner at Dunham, and then ended up at Westfield. Worked on Hudson Fuller's staff for a long time when he was at Westfield. Went with him to Catholic, so Hudson's another guy that's one of the better minds, football minds, offensive minds in our state, in my opinion. Think he does a great job. So you know that he's been exposed to some really good football, and he's been the run game coordinator, the offensive coordinator. He's the offensive line coach, so he knows when you're an offensive line coach, you know the details of football.
Right.
And so you see that when you watch the scrimmage in the jam. It looks like a group of kids that are playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of hunger. I was pointing out some kids the other day, when a big play or when the Kentwood would gain some yards, hey, hit play and pause. Hey, what do you notice? A lot of dudes running the football.
Right.
They're playing with some effort, and so the coaches got them believing. And got some good, got some talent, got some talent running around. Number 4, number 3, number 6, number 2. I mean, there's some guys that can go. The roster doesn't have height and weight, so it's hard to see, exactly how big they are, but look like they got some size on the defensive front.
Right.
Some of the kids are back from, when we played last year, some of them. So good football team. With a coach that knows what he's doing, that's been deep into some game plans. There's going to be some stuff tomorrow night that we haven't seen. You try and watch a little bit of Catholic and, just different things through the years of, okay, based on the core of what they've shown here in the scrimmage and the jam, what are some things that maybe we can anticipate that, have shown up in other places that he'd been. Just trying to prepare your kids as much as possible with a lot of that stuff. And, so that's what we've done, and then we'll get into the fight tomorrow night, and it'll be a just on the run. And got a lot of confidence in our kids that they have a high football IQ, and there's not a whole lot that maybe they haven't seen that they won't be able to communicate to us and us communicate with them. So excited about the matchup.
You expecting both quarterbacks to play, or you think 4 will probably go the? Hard to tell.
We're going to be prepared for both quarterbacks. What they decide, how they coach their team, I couldn't tell you.
I know it's
I'm saying this. I mean, you pick up a lot through film study. I guess it was clip 44. You can see that he rolls his ankle a little bit or knee or something. They pulled him out. Looks like it's more precautionary than anything. The number 4 quarterback there on the goal line, he didn't return, but we anticipate him. As you watch him walk up down the sideline, that he's going to be back and he's going to be ready to go. That adrenaline will get going, and he's a dynamic player. Throws it well enough to really hurt you, and he's dynamic when he gets on the move with his feet. So prepared for both. We'll see what they decide. That's for them to decide. We just got to prepare.
So Kentwood, they spread it out a little bit, so there was a lot of pressures.
Yep.
So are you expecting that from the defense as well?
Prepared for it,
right.
But we'll see. I mean, there's all kinds of fronts, that they could end up getting in. Fortunate that our defense presents a lot of different stuff to us. When we're going a lot of good on good, we've seen a variety of things. And that's good for the kids. They need to be prepared to communicate there at the line of scrimmage. They got the best view. Coach Free does a phenomenal job of teaching and equipping those guys with the things they need to be successful, so that we can collect all these fronts and different looks that people can throw at us as we get into these different personnel groupings and look at that's what I'm looking forward to. How are they matching things? How are they, where are they being aggressive? What's the situation? That's all the stuff that's fun for us as coaches to begin to attack each other, during the game. And with today's technology, it takes you about 5 seconds to have it loaded up and ready to go and diagnose. And the staff just does a really good job, in between series of
they do a
preparing
tremendous
for the next. And we're playing a good football team, playing a really good football team. We feel like we have a good football team, and I'm excited to watch them go compete.
home field advantage was huge last year.
Needed rocking.
I mean,
Come on, people.
the horns, they sounded so good on the air. No. The horns,
awesome.
the people, there was no room.
I can already hear it. I can already hear the train horn rocking and rolling. I'm trying to get Rick's attention. He's watching the Cowboys game, but I expect to hear that horn.
A lot of air horns tomorrow night.
I can't wait.
Early on.
Yep.
Look, it's
going to be fun. I can't wait for warm-ups and then that run down to the far end zone.
And X said that y'all were coming out under the No. X was missing.
We've been doing that. No.
Okay.
It'll be normal operating structure. They'll come out from the indoor, that far side down. We'll head down to the far end, load the tunnel, and to the sideline play football.
Anybody that watched the documentary saw, I guess it was back in the Neville game, where you say we're going black uniforms the rest of the way. What do we see at home tomorrow night?
We're going to we got a new set of purple uniforms, but we'll have purple jerseys and white pants tomorrow.
First time ever for the new purples?
Purple jerseys, yep.
There
I guess
you go.
they're taking pictures and taking team pictures and senior banner pictures. Other than that, it'll be the first time that it's in live action. So,
have you retired the yellows, the golds yet, or you still have them?
Oh,
okay.
no. You know,
all right, so I'll keep my binoculars.
It's usually a homecoming thing.
They just don't do well as we're having to look and see the numbers on them. That's the only thing. I know that doesn't come into play when you.
I can't see the numbers.
Then yes, bless her heart. Yes, for that.
But it's a good-looking uni.
It is. Oh, it's nice.
My favorite thing about a uniform is who we put in them.
That's a good point.
Gosh,
good point.
That's exactly right. And it's easier for us to tell who you put in them when I can see the numbers on those black jerseys.
I don't think you'll have a problem tomorrow night. There's a lot of these kids that I'm really anxious to watch get out there and compete and begin to build their own reputation as a football player and as an athlete, a student athlete here at Ash. Really excited about a lot of them. All of them.
Look,
but there are obviously some names that come to mind that I'm ready for them to get in there and do their thing.
It's going to be so fun to watch. A little bit of housekeeping too. Of course, we'll go on the air at 6:30. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Go to the game. Watch us later, but go early because with the construction, I think that's playing a little bit of havoc on it.
I would get there early. I certainly would try and get there and fill that thing up, and for two reasons. Number one, it's going to be tough to park.
That's right.
Number two, man, it's fun for these kids when they're in warm-ups and that energy's building in the stadium and stands, and that's fun. And these kids have worked hard. We got a lot of hard work in front of us starting tomorrow night, but over the course of this season, should be a team that gets better with every game that they play as they gain experience. Should just improve. Not even every game, every series that they're out there, every play that they're out there, they're gaining confidence. They're getting that experience. Should be a team if we do what we're supposed to do as coaches and hold them to a standard. I think these kids want to meet a standard of performance each and every day. Should be a team that improves.
Coach, two entrants over by the Chevron and Pops, the restaurant. Is that the only two?
Yep.
Can you enter both of them, or do you know? Is it going to be?
I'm not going to tell you live.
Okay, gotcha.
About
don't ask
as we get closer to
because
kickoff,
he didn't know where they were coming out
closer
either.
to kickoff, I'm going to go stand at the 50-yard line, and I'm going to try and concentrate on the team and not stress out over all that.
No, definitely. I just didn't know if there was.
I'm sure they have a plan. I just can't tell you what that plan is.
Okay, no worries.
Look,
which we'll be there early enough. It doesn't matter, but just in case.
I may go there tonight.
Look, these are good problems to have to overcome.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Got the addition going on to the school and the renovations, the field house. That's only a couple of months away. Hopefully within 5-6 months we're in that thing. Thank you to the community for the support. This is just the beginning, right? This is not the finish line. Whatever it is that we do and we build, hey, another couple of years, let's continue to reach for the highest heights we can reach for.
You're either supporting these kids or you're not, and it shows
we
by being
get tremendous support
they do a great
on a personal
job.
level, on a professional level, team. I got a lot of pride in wearing that thing.
That's right.
I'm telling you, a lot of pride in that right there because of who it represents and what it represents.
Well, there is no place that I would rather be on a Thursday night than right here at Walk-Ons, except for next week. We will be in here Wednesday night next week because of the Thursday night game. There's a Thursday night game next week. I know you don't like to look ahead, but we have to. Next Wednesday night, we will be in here from 7 to 8 o'clock. So make sure that you come out early. We'll have it open on both ends of it, around in the inside bar area that it's at. But the folks at Walk-Ons, thank you so much. This has been the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by our friends at Sadler's Towing. So for X that stopped by, Xavier White that came by, Grayson Thibodeau came by, Coach Josh Mercer did, Nick this dude here, Nick Magnano. I fumbled at the end of the game, so it's okay. Coach Thomas Bachman, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.